Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you're watching this video, it's because you interested in learning how to trade with the Agimat. Maybe you are doing some research to see should you buy the Agimat. I'm going to tell you now, the Agimat is the best indicator, the best trading system possible. So there are two things I want you to do. I want you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I want you to also go to the Telegram and join the Telegram so you can trade live with us. And the third thing, if you're looking for the Agimat and you haven't purchased it yet, you want to get it from me. If you use my link, they're gonna pay me a commission. Straight up, they're gonna pay me a commission. And when you buy it from me, you'll get a one-on-one session with me. I'll help you set up your charts. We'll do a one-on-one recorded video. If you already have the Agimat, you say, well, it's too late for me to buy it from you, Marcus, because I already have it. It's okay. For $100 US, I will do a one-on-one with you and show you everything that I know, set up your chart to look just like mine. So the title of this video was something like the 100 pip move on Agimat, okay? Let's go ahead and explain our strategy. First of all, the way that you guys are used to seeing the Agimat, you guys are used to seeing the Agimat like this. Yeah, this is how you guys are used to seeing it. And this is the way Dennis them set up. This is how they use it. I personally didn't really like the coloring. My eyes is actually getting watery while I'm looking at it. And before I found the Agimat, I was already using the background. So this right here, this default looks way more sexier. I use that. Also, you will notice that the current version is the 2020 version. If you look up to the left side of my corner, you'll see I use the 2018 version. And here's why. The 2018 version gives us every 25 pips, whereas the 2020 version doesn't give you every 25 pips. So from this line to this line is 25 pips. And from this line to this line, it's another 25 pips. And from this line to this line, it's another 25 pips, okay? And hold on, wait, let me make sure this is on my default. I don't see it. Okay, so cool. All right. This is why I use the 2020 version. It gives you all of the lines. And for whatever reason, the setting just got changed. Let me see if I go to default 2, what happened. No, that's not it. Okay. So normally I have my lines going all the way across the screen, but just for the sake of the video, we'll be okay. Each one of these thick lines is a 100 pip move. So for an example, you see this right here. This is 73, and we're on the CAD shelf, okay? This right here, this next line is 74. So I'm going to show you my strategy right now on the 100 pip move, okay? The first thing you want to do, and for those of you who've been with me for a little while, I'm changing my strategy somewhat, so pay attention. I automatically start on the 4-hour chart. So that's the first thing you need to write down. We start on a 4-hour chart, okay? And the first thing we want to check is, has the current price breached a 100 pip marker? Again, what is a 100 pip marker? On the Agimat, on the 2018, it's the thick lines. They normally run all the way across the screen. I don't know, whatever I did with the settings is not right now, but just so you know, the thick lines that you see on my screen. So this right here, again, is 0.73. And this is 0.74. So right now on my screen, we see that there are 2 100 pip lines, okay? So for sake of the training of the video, let's just act like you guys don't see any of this, okay? You guys don't see any of this. None of this has happened. But the only thing, we're going to act like we are in the London session on February 3rd, okay? So let's act like we're on the London session at February 3rd. If we're on the London session at February 3rd, here's what we would be looking at. The current price would be right here. And what we notice with the current price is that the current price has just breached the 100 pip marker. This, again, is 0.73. Remember, we're going to just, my drawing is terrible. But that right here, this line right here is 0.73. Once we get a breach of a 100 pip marker, what we then must do is look at two things. Look at the candle first. We're using Hakanashi candles, okay? If the breach of the candle is going upward, we need to have a flat bottom and a pointy top. This would indicate that the buyers are in control and the buyers are getting ready to take over. So this is exactly what happens during the London session on February 3rd. We see a flat bottom for the Hakanashi and we see a pointy top. So we've now breached the 0.73. So the next thing we want to do, and I'm getting ready to clear this up so you guys can see, is you want to take a look at the next indicator that we use. It's called the ADX. See, it's the average directional movement. It's a free indicator on your MT4, okay? So we're on the 4-hour chart, right? 4-hour chart, check one. Have we breached a 100 pip marker, okay? Now we see that the ADX is in favor right now, or at that current time, the buyers were in control. So the blue needs to be above the 20 over here, and it needs to be, the red for the sellers needs to be below the 20. And so what we would have saw at this very moment, let me change this to my cursor. At this very moment, at that breach right here, that breach happens like right in here, okay? We see obviously the breach happens right in here, so that's actually more of a London, it's more of a London, New York lap over that this happened. So this would have been more of a day trade that you would have saw it happening right before you if you're trading during the day. So we see the ADX showed that the buyers were in control. We had a flat bottom and we just breached 73. So the next thing we need to do is find out if it breached going up, more than likely it's headed to the next 100 pip marker, which would be what? 0.74. This right here, this line right here is 0.74. And by the way, we're getting ready to take our first trade, okay? But this is just an example. So we've breached down here, pay attention, come back to what we're talking about. We've breached this 73.73 right here. It's breached on February 3rd. We checked the ADX. The buyers are in control. We got a flat bottom, a pointy top. We're headed upward. Here's our entry. Our entry happens once we get this breach. So we're going to go ahead and set our entry right here. I'm going to set an E for the entry, okay? That's our first entry. Our stop loss is then placed about 35 pips below our entry, okay? So we entered right on this candle. During the Asian session, we get some drawdown of probably around 20, 25 pips. But look what happens. We've set our entry. Where is our first take profit? This is why I love the Agimat 2018, because it tells you where to put your stop loss. It tells you where to put your take profit, okay? The first take profit would be this first line right here. That would be about 20 to 25 pips from our first entry. So here it is. We've entered right here. We get some drawdown, but guess what happens? We don't lose a trade. Take profit 1 has just been hit. That's 20 to 25 pips. If you put $10 on that trade, congratulations, you just made $200 to $250. Okay? But if you like me, I like doing a take profit of 2, which is the next line. So this would be take profit 1. This line would be take profit 2. So this is take profit 2. So look what happens. We hit take profit 1. And if you're still in the trade like me, then we hit take profit 2. So congratulations. If you just put $10 on that trade, you just made $500, okay? Where's take profit 3? I'm sure you already know by now. This would be take profit 3. So for those of you who like to swing a little bit more and you want 75 pips, guess what? Your entry, this is your entry down here. Your entry, and why did your entry happen? Because we saw a flat bottom, a pointy top. It breached the 73. We automatically know because this is the 100 pip strategy, right? We know it's headed to 74. So here you are. You enter right here. You check on your ADX, and we're at take profit 3. That happens right here. So congratulations. If you put $10 on this trade, you just banked $750, okay? For those of you who want to take the 100 pips, guess what happens? It comes right to it. Now, this is take profit 4. Now, me personally, I probably will never get a take profit 4. Take profit 1, 25 pips. Take profit 2, it's going to be 50 pips. All I need is 50 pips a day. 50 pips a day will keep the job away. And really, you don't even need 50 pips, depending on how much you're trading with and what your lot size are. But this is a way to predict a 100 pip move. So let's pay attention to what happened. Let's go over the steps again. We're on the 4-hour chart. This is good teaching. I hope you're taking notes. By the way, this will be on YouTube. We go ahead and go to the 4-hour chart. We see if the current price has breached a 100 pip marker. The 100 pip markers have zeros. So you'll have 73, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 74, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 75, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Those pip pitch that have 73, 5, those are the halfways. We want to go, we looking at straight 100 pip moves, right? So, do you realize, I wish the chat was open because I want you to understand that my strategy is actually playing out like right now on this CAD shelf. It's playing out right now. Do you see it? I see it. So what happened was we came from 73. This is 0.73 right here. This is 0.73. This is 0.74 right here, right? So on February 3rd, we breached this 73 going up. And we went all the way to 74. We went above 74. Retest. Is Willa on here? Let me check and see if Willa's on here. I like talking to people. Yeah. So we breached the 73, get a retest. That's a whole nother trading strategy. And then we get what you call another breach. Do you see the breach that happened? This breach actually happened already. Okay, so this is a prime example of what you would be doing right now. Let's see if the rules work. This is going to be our first trade. Okay, all right. Melba, do me a favor. Get you a pen. No, you know you don't have to do that. Don't worry about it because it's going to be right here. All right, don't even worry about it. All right, so here we are in the live market. We're getting ready to take our first trade. Okay, and if you want to know does strategy work, I mean, you know, we're gonna check at least 10 pairs. So what do we have here, ladies and gentlemen? We have a breach of the 100. Now, instead of having a flat bottom this time, because we're breaching down, we had to have a flat top. Okay, so we breached the 74 right here, the 0.74, and this is not Fibonacci. This is actual price action. The 0.074 is where we've been breached. Okay, so let's act like we're gonna take this trade. Well, ain't no act. We're gonna take this trade right now. Okay, so this is how you use the 100 pip strategy. I'm gonna sell this right now. Well, no, I'm on the 4-hour chart. Step number 1. Step number 2, where's the current price? Did it breach a 100? Yes, it just breached the 100 pip marker, and we are 12 pips in right now. So we're 12 pips breached. What's the next step? What is the 4-hour ADX showing us? It's showing us that the sellers are in control and the buyers are asleep. They're flatline. So based on this strategy, now we've did our analysis. We hit sell because we're going down. We take our stop loss. And to be honest with you, because we're so late, the stop loss normally would go way above, and the 5 pips above the next line. That's why I say 35 pips. But we're late, so this is going to be about 40 pips. So I'm putting my stop loss right here, okay? My first take profit is going to be where? This line right here. So that's take profit 1, all right? So I'm not really going for take profit 1. I want to at least go for take profit 2. Now, this won't be a whole 50 pips because we got in 12 pips late. So I will put my take profit right there because we're breach going down. The sellers are in control. Now, if you want to be safe, put your take profit at this line right here, okay? If you just want to be safe, all right? But ultimately, what we're looking for is this is TP1 right here. This is TP2. This is TP3. And of course, from 74 to 0.73, this would be TP4 right here, okay? So we probably get a little dance and the price comes back to here because we breached it. We've breached this 100 pip marker. Now, this is a experiment that I'm doing. I've not taken many trades using this yet, but I did a whole lot of testing and we're getting ready to see because now we're going to the next pair, okay? So that is the CAD shelf. We just took our first trade. Let's see. Let's ask the question. Does this work on every pair? Well, let's take a look. So this is a pair that has made me mad because my great friend, Mr. Wheeler, actually took this trade live with him on his live account. And so when we took this trade, let me see if we can get there. Yeah. So you can see when we took this trade, this was February, what that say, the 20th or 22nd? I can't really see because something covered up. But this is the example that I drew for him. I said, Mr. Wheeler, we're going to break 65. And this is a 100 pip marker. You see how the lines are thick and you see how they go all across the way. I don't know what happened to where it's not doing that right now. But I told him, Mr. Wheeler, we're going to break this. And I told him my take profit was 50 pips. Okay, so look at what happened. I'm trying to move this thing. There we go. So look at what happened. It actually hit my take profit today, but it didn't take the profit because the spread was high. And you know, when the market first opens, it doesn't take the profit. But this is where I entered the trade, obviously. 100 pip move. And this was my first TP, 50 pips. So this is an actual live trade that I took with one of my one-on-one students. Now, they made live money in their account. I didn't take this live. I did this for them. But they took this in their live account. I know it was a live account because we did a personal one-on-one trade, a one-on-one session, and they had to show me their live account in order to do it. And that's Mr. Wheeler there. So this has broken the 100 pips of 65. The potential TP1 was hit. TP1 was right here. We smashed that already. Here's TP2. It got hit, and it's probably going to come back down to it because you look down here on the ADX, the sellers are still in control. Okay, we're in a very much so downtrend. So this is TP2. It got hit, but it didn't take profit. This would be TP3, and this is TP4. So it's going from 65 to 64, okay? Let me go ahead and do something really quick since I have this on this chart. We're gonna turn this into the demo. Say, cool. All right. So there's another prime example of the breach. The breach happened right here on this candle. Y'all see? See where the breach happened? It happened right there. We could have easily put in our entry at the breach right here. Take profit 1 is here. Take profit 2 is here. 3 and 4 and so on. Okay. All right. I know these spammers are so mad. I keep hearing them going in and out, but they can't write on my screen or can't mess with the chat. I know they're burning right now. All right, so let's go to the next trade. Let's go to the next pair. What is EJ doing? All right, so 4-hour chart. This thing looks weird. So there's no trade here because right now I can tell you what's going to happen. This is what I know is going to happen. But look how we had a. Let me zoom in some. So let's just deal with this right here. Okay. So the market gave us exactly what I was saying before. We had all of this. Notice how the market fell from this 100 pip market is 121, and it fell exactly down to 120. Okay. It comes back and it retests where the 120, it drops another 100 pips to the next line, right? So let's talk about entry. If we would have caught this entry on the what is this, 17th? Or was that like the 20th? Let's just call that the 20th. No, that wasn't the 7th. That one. We'll just say this was the 18th, okay? So right here, we see what we call a breach. Now, the body didn't quite close, so what I'm really trying to work out is because the 4-hour candles actually close at 9, at 1, and at 5, and then back at 9 again. So at 9 o'clock, the candle closes. So we already had a 9 o'clock candle close even on this pair. So because we're demoing this, it's okay to take this next trade we're going to take. But let me just walk you through this. So you see how this thing breached? I probably would have got in it earlier while the wick is above here. You get in right here, and your next take profit is 100 pips away. And as you see, it went straight up. It breached this 100 pip to 120. Where does it go? It goes straight to the next 100 pip move, which is 121. So at our current price, we didn't even, we actually breached above here. But if you pay attention, this is why we use the ADX. There's no clear indication at this time who's in control. You see this? There's no clear indication at that time of the breach. So you don't automatically just buy. And excuse me, I'm about to sneeze pretty soon. But look at the current price. It breached down, flat top, pointy bottom. And it's not really that flat. There's a little wick above. But we're 25 pips late. I don't like entering that late because I know the price tends to bounce back 25 pips like that. And I don't like that. I like to get in kind of early. But based on my theory, let's just say we caught this entry like right here when it breached. We could have easily put our take profit where the current price is, and it came down 50 pips. You see that red wick? It came down and touched 50 pips. According to my strategy, we could take this probably another 25 pips, or even all the way down to 120. We could see that happen. We actually absolutely could see that happen. We're kind of late. Let me get my phone because I'm going to take at least 5 trades tonight. But I'm not going to take this one. But I'm going to take this one as a demo. And we're going We're just going to see what happens if we go and just do TP1 on this one. Okay. Screen saved. Let's say. Cool. All right, so let's take this trade right here. This is EJ. Why are we taking this trade, Marcus? Tell me again. We had a breach of the 121 going down. So we think 100 pips ahead of time. Now, is he going to get the 100 pips tonight? Of course not. Will he get the 25 pips? Probably. That's TP1. It might even get the TP2 at 50 pips. So we're going to go and take it right now at current price. Man, this congestion is killing me. Selling right now, EJ at current price is actually folding at 25 pips of the breach. So this is what we're going to put. Now, this stop loss is going to be a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be, I'm going to have to, my rules is 35 pips, but since I'm in my demo, I'm actually going to take this one up above these wicks. My normal stop loss would be right here, like 35 pips, okay? I'm actually going to go all the way above these wicks, okay? The first TP, for those of you who want it, is right here. I'm going to set mine for 50 pips, okay? TP is going to be 50 pips. So I actually have a 1-to-1 ratio right now, okay? Why did I take that trade? We breached, got a flat top, pointy bottom. We have the ADX showing that the buyers are getting ready to take a rest because they went on a long run. They actually tried to clear they tried to clear 121 twice already. See this right here, it came up, that's wicks, came back up, that's wicks. That could be considered somewhat of a double bottom. That could be considered, so I mean a double top. And then we see the strength of sellers above these 20 here. Okay, so let's go. Where we at? Okay, so we took two sales. We took this sale right here, and we took this sale right here. Now, this is a very promising sale right here. This is even more promising than this one because this one is already 25 pips in. We just caught this falling off this 100 pip line. Let me see if this changes. I wonder why that one won't do it. All right, cool. Let's go. Asia, we already did that one. EN. So y'all already pretty much got the strategy. So we'll just look for some trades and I'll talk you through the strategy while we take the trades. So we just breached this 71 right here, right? Yeah, what is this? EN? Wait, so we can't sell one pair. We can't sell Euro N. I'm sorry. We're selling Euro J. And I was getting ready to buy Euro NZD. That's a conflict of interest because look at this. The Euro is strong on this EN, but on the EJ, the Euro looks weak. So whenever I have a conflict of interest, I don't buy, you will never buy and sell the same pair. So like Euro, I'm selling it in this pair. It's dumb to buy it in another pair because the strength of the Euro can only go one way. It's either going to be strong going up or weak going down. So this looks like a promising buy though, because we just and let me explain this to you. This is some good. This is so you'll never make this mistake. I've made this mistake countless of times. Okay. So we just breached the 171, right? We didn't just do it. We breached it. And we are right now 25 pips away from the breach. So we've already, that TP1, we've already missed TP1. It's already tapped TP2. And in my personal opinion, and looking in the 4-hour chart and the ADX, the sellers on this market is going to sleep. The buyers are on top. I can honestly say that with this buying power, we do have an uptrend. We've cleared the last highs. We've already cleared the last highs. This right here was the last high point. We've cleared that. So this pair is going to 172. We breached 171. It's going to 172. But I'm not going to buy it because I'm selling the euro in a different pair. I can't buy and sell the euro. Right now, this looks like the euro is going to be buying strong. This right here indicates that the euro is going to be weak, and the JPY is going to pull it down to my TP. This would be TP2 in this case, okay? So we can't do that. So let's just take it from the top. What's this? Yeah, I'm just going to take it from the top, so we won't have to do that. All right, so let's see what U-Chef is doing. So U-Chef is confusing right now because this 98, this is a 100 pip marker. We breached it hard, right? But there's no clear indication right now. It breached going down, but there's no clear indication that the sellers are in control. I would almost say this is a good sell, though, because that breach is pretty strong. Now, this is another option, though. We could be making a heads and shoulder pattern, though. We could come back up and do something like this. But right now, see, there's no clear indication on the ADX. And the thing about trading is if you have rules and you stick to them, there's no emotions. You just take it based off rules. Now, I've already back tested this. And this has actually been back tested. This strategy is not mine. So let me go and clear this up. As far as using the Agimat this way, nobody's using the Agimat like this. Nobody. You go YouTube, go find an educator or somebody with a YouTube channel that's talking about Agimat. You won't find education is good because they don't use it this. Everybody talks about the confirmation boxes. Have you ever heard me discuss the confirmation boxes? No, because they don't matter. Okay, if you know how to read the price, that's what matters. But in looking at this pair, this would almost look like it's going down. We've reached the 98. So our next pip would be 97. That's a 100 pip move. And so this is what I was going to tell you. The strategy of the 100 pip move is not mine. It belongs to, I can't even remember the guy's name, but if you search quarter points are 250 pip moves. But the actual move is a 1,000 pip move. Okay, so in his theory, which is not a theory, I don't know why they call it the quarters theory, because it's actually exactly what happens. The quarters theory deals with a 1,000 pip move, and it's measured every 250 pips. Let's back that up. They measure a 1,000 pip move, and they break it up into 4 quarters every 250 pips. But ain't nobody got time for 250 pips. Ain't nobody got time for 1,000 pips. So we use what we call minor quarter points. So it's a 100 pip move, and we only looking for 25 pips at a time. Okay, so that's just to clear that up. And I'm actually going to tag him in this video when I upload it, because he's really the one that talked about the quarter theory, and I'm just breaking it down to the minor quarters. So we breached this quarter point of the 98. And we know that when we get a breach, there's a potential headed to the other side of the 100. So from 98 to 97. This is we're not going to take this trade because I'm thinking it's going to drop because of the breach, but the ADX is not saying that. So we're going to stick with our rules. Rules keep you safe, and there's no stress, okay? So let's go to our next pair. Okay, cool. So we missed, look at what a breach happened, okay? Our current breach that happened was actually 129. So from 129 to 130, that's where this pair is getting ready to go. It's trying to get to 130. Prove it to me, Marcus. Okay, here you go. So we fall past the 130. We get the doji. We get a flat bottom, pointy top. We get a flat bottom, pointy top. We breach this 129. Here's our entry right here. Take profit 1 hit, take profit 2 hit, take profit 3 has been hit. Now we're 75 pips late. At 75 pips, it's too risky to get in now because we bound for some type of a retracement and bounce off or something. That could happen. And this is a GBP pair. So if we got in right now, it'll be risky because if you look right now, it looks like the sellers are trying to take over because the red is on top and the blue is on bottom. So we can't, I know that this is trying to go from 129 to 130, but the entry is too late. Okay, it has 50 pips. It went up to 75 and it came down 50 pips. Okay, so we're at 50 pips. So there's 50 pip movement left, but it's too late to get in. I like to get in right in that 25. We would have had to get in right down in here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in right down in there. Okay, so we can't take that trade. But as we look at the trades and I take time to explain, you guys should be learning a whole lot. And there's about 17 of you on here right now, so I can only imagine that you can kind of you're finding this valuable, and you probably never saw nothing like this before. So what's our 100 marker right here? This 108. 108 is the last breach. We're 25 pips in. This would have been a potential buy, but right now the sellers are in control, so we could be getting ready to get a retest to this 108 again. So just based off the rules, this right here is not a good enough. We can't take this trade. But if you want to take some notes, this Euro USD is bounced off 108 and it's trying to get to 109. Okay, find it not strange that you look how the price falls and it pauses at this 100 pip move, then it drops, pauses at this 100 pip, breaches, then it pauses at the next 100 pip move. We breach going up. So where's it trying to get to? 109. There's your 100 pip move. Are you going to catch the 100 pips? I don't know. Are you going to catch 75 pips? I don't know. But if you get in early, 25 to 50, you can get that. Okay, so how long have I been going? I don't want this YouTube video to be too long. People don't like long YouTube videos. So I started at 9. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the recording. All right, so YouTubers, I'm gonna continue trading with the Agimat trade room. If you want to do this, if you want to trade with us, just join the Telegram group. And if you have anything, questions, inbox me. Had to close down the chat because we got so many spammers and so many haters. But if you inbox me with direct questions and you need one-on-ones, just check me out. So the recording is closed, but we're over here trading, okay? So thank you so much for watching, okay? Take it easy. All right.